Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 31. Once again, a Tuesday edition, no longer on Monday, technically here Wednesday. Welcome one and all to our weekly dose of PiGosaur action. Here we go! Exclamation mark! Be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back. Have a look at the back yourselves. Welcome, of course. I'm your host, Light to VIP. With you, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. We are jumping right on into our first series of the broadcast, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the orange Protoss player from the land of the Netherlands. It is Boanaan. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the purple Zerg representing Team LTK, licensed to kill. It is EON. Whew. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time, and get it in quick because we're cannon rushing. Of course we are. Let's go. The Gamba is on. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Will Boanaan cannon rush? Will EON survive? Up to you to decide, as we have a pool first here out of EON. Boanaan, of course, has a reputation for cannon rushing EON scouts. EON is aware. EON is here to try to shut this down, as the gateway is throwing down. The forge is already done back at home, and we'll see how EON does handle himself so far. Does pull a couple of boys. Boys are being pulled. What I will say is that because the proxy is so far out here, I don't think it's necessary to pull the boys in such a fashion. But oh my god, EON, oh yeah, he does overreact. Now pulls back away, and I'm not so certain that this is the best move here for EON. He will kill a probe though. Not bad. Does get one probe kill. From here, we do have the cancel. The cannon is going to finish. And again, this is 4 drones not mining. 1 drone does go down. EON behind this, double gases, working towards, I would imagine, his own Roach Warren. But again, this was a lot less mining time. Like a lot of these drones were not really mining. There wasn't the best use of them here. So a bit of a shaky response so far from EON. A little bit shaky. Behind this, Cybercore's on the way. Cannon rush is continuing. What's that? Is that any emotes? I haven't seen that one before. It's the cannon. But yes. For those that are unaware, Boanaan is known for cannon rushing. Boanaan almost exclusively, not always, but maybe 80% of the time does cannon rush at the pro level, and has actually cannon rushed the hell out of some pro players. It's crazy. It's crazy. But so far the cannons are continuing. EON behind this is already getting to roach production. We have 3 roaches on the way. Of course, prioritizing double gas to make sure they can morph into Ravagers. Once the Ravagers morph in, they can deny these. They can deny these cannons. They can shut them down. Oh. As the Overlord does pull away. There we go. 3 Ravagers are morphing in. Ooh, the Overlord barely does get onto the pillar. Oh, Ravagers have arrived. Nice damage. First piles do connect. I'm waiting for the next set. So be careful though. Again, the Stalkers are out. Oh. Behind this, no further tech yet. There's no Robo, there's no Stargate, just purely Stalkers. Moving in. So far, EON very methodical with his play. Has already taken out 1 cannon, but we have more cannons on the way, more shield barriers as well. Ravagers are getting low. He has to be careful. Speaking of, ooh, 1 Ravager is barely not going to go down. Whew. Pulls away in time. Gets transfused. Queens are moving in. Queens are moving forward. More Ravagers on the way. But now again, he's being zoned away from the cannons. Behind this, Lairs in production. So we've got 6 Ravagers so far, then into the lair. Oh, we can 2-shot, not bad. 1, almost 2 Stalkers go down. Oh, trades out 2 Ravagers though. Yeah, brutal trade, and this is not becoming worth it here. Has to pull back, has to pull away. Oh. As at a certain point, Boanaan, he can soon just push himself off the ramp. Only 4 Ravagers left. And again, that trade wasn't worth it. It's 2 for 1. Now, of course, the lair will mean that Nidus is going to be available to Nidus across the map. It's going to be tricky, though, because of the current setup, there are no spine calls on the high ground. So if EON were to Nidus across the map, true, he can get some damage done, but then the Stalkers can just move in, right? They can just move into the main and punish. Meanwhile, the Adept does come into the shade, is now aware of the lair. Lair hasn't swatted. And I'm assuming we're going for the Nidus Storm. I mean, the other option is we can go for Dropper Lords. And we can Dropper Lord out of the base. There we go, Nidus is in production. There is no link speed. All the gas has been spent on Ravagers. And you have a nice balance here of units to send across the map and also units to keep back at home. And speaking of, there are 2 Stalkers back across the map. Boanaan is on patrol looking for Nidus Worms. Which means Lings on their own won't be enough to break this. There's a shield battery, there's 2 Stalkers, there's going to be defensive warpins, Blink is on the way. EON trying to Nidus into the main. At the same time, Boanaan going for a ninja base. Oh. Does go for the ninja. It's a gift. No. Cohopium. Yeah, Nidus is going to be shut down. Oh, now we're going to try to break through this army. With link speed, I think it's possible. Meanwhile, Infestation Pit. Are we going 1-base Swarm Host? I mean, that would be a way to trade efficiently, I suppose. Okay, I can get behind it. Like Nidus Swarm Host. Oh no! Ooh. Boanaan does blink in, gets 1, gets 2. And 2 Ravagers go down. Ravagers do fall. EON being contained, but yep, there we go. Swarm Hosts are in production. EON can't afford too many Swarm Hosts though. Not yet. Like I said, the Overlord is being hunted down. But I'm curious to see how the Swarm Hosts are used. Are they used to harass across the map or to try to break this siege? Another Ravager gets picked up. The base is getting up and running. EON is falling behind. As Boanaan is claiming a greater economy. Okay, here comes our Locust Wave, collapsing on the Stalkers. But again, they have plenty of shield batteries. They should be fine. Now the Swarm Hosts are revealed. Boanaan should be getting cannons back at home to help defend these mineral lines. As Locust, I don't get much done. Not yet, and Boanaan taking more bases. Ay, ay, ay. I'll be honest, I don't think that with Swarm Hosts you can break this. I'll be honest. I was hoping they would be used across the map instead. Blink is on cooldown, okay. But again, that's what? That's 8 shield batteries? He gets up. Doesn't get a Stalker. Yeah, doesn't get a Stalker. Gets maybe a cannon. No, not even. Again, it's just a lot of shield batteries. There's the Nidus Worm. But this, unfortunately, this does feel quite late here for EON. Hey, Boanaan's already getting a third. Third base is on the way. The Ravager cannon is getting very low. Nidus gets spotted. Yeah, and Boanaan's in control. At this point, Boanaan's fully in control here. Just as expanding. From a certain point, we can afford to get into Sky Toss or get into Robotech. Locals catches out a Stalker. Gets one. Up. Can we get two? And not bad. With the help of these Locals, we are forcing this back at least a little bit, but Ravagers have to get the hell out of here. Local save runs out. Ravagers have to pull away. Roach goes down. And EON, he will break out. What's important about that fight is now 0 energy. Now the shield bars are out of energy. This position is finally going to be broken. I spoke too soon. I mean, it's true. They are out of energy. That is true. But now charge is done. Again, building up a greater economy. Oh, the starter stepping. Let's go. Takes on 2 pylons and a shield battery. Actually does supply the Boanaan. Now the Stormhost count has been slowly getting higher. We have how many so far? We have 15, soon to be 19 Stormhost. This position has been broken. Boanaan still has a terrifying army. Checking the vision. Unfortunately, EON, he has no overlords. The overlords were hunted down earlier, so he has no vision out on the map. Not currently. So he cannot Nidus Worm. He does break out. And even though he breaks this contain, he still needs to Nidus, just because the last thing he wants to do is move out of the map with these Swarm Hosts and get caught out. And get caught out in the open by this kind of army. So he does need that kind of escape route. Oh, and then moving in. EON finally expands. As Boanaan is now getting a 4th expansion. And Boanaan is committing. And the Stormhost, the Locals, I'm sure they can deal with some of these Zealots, but the Archons are brutal. The Archons, they can just mow their way through. Nice kiting here by Boanaan. Let's kite back. And it should be able to handle himself. Locals wave about to run out. I mean, may as well just wait it out at this point. And there's nothing here. there's just nothing here. It's a bunch of dead supply. And here comes Boanaan, pushing on forward, getting on top of the Queens, diving on the Stormhosts themselves. And there just is nothing left. There we go. Locust Wave just now getting ready. But he's moving into 6 Archons. Sorry, 7 Archons even. Once again, Boanaan just waiting it out. And unfortunately, this breakout from EON, it just took a little bit too long. It's just unfortunate that EON, his first wave of Nidus Swarms were shut down. It was like 2-3 Nidus Swarms that didn't really do anything. Likewise, he bled out a lot of Ravagers early on as well. And it led to this game state. I do like the idea of going to Swarmers in this position. It was just really late. It was just a late kind of transition here. And there we go. The natural goes down. Boanaan pushing into the main. And EON is trapped. There's just not much left. And GG gets called down to 9 workers towards the end. And Boanaan will pull off the cannon rush. GG. GG will play it again. Boanaan, known for cannon rushing, and most likely will continue to do this throughout the series. We'll see if EON is able to have a bit of a more stronger response to that, or even have his own aggression in mind. We'll see. We shall see. As we are getting into our next game. Oh, the smudge. Oh no, not like this. Here we go. We're getting into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Ultra Love. And the question is not whether or not Boanaan is going to cannon rush. The question is EON going to survive it? Can he survive it? Can he counterattack? Can he break out? Can he get some damage done across the map? Now, thankfully, if EON was not familiar with Boanaan, now he has a better idea. Now he has a better idea of the kind of player he's up against. And we'll see if he's a little bit better prepared coming into this. Let's go. Honestly, I was really impressed by EON's initial Ravager response. It was really crisp. It was really clean. I will say that for sure. 100%. But we'll see where he goes from here. So loading into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the orange Protoss player. We have the orange Protoss player from the Netherlands, leading the series 1-0. It is the cannon rusher himself. It is Boanaan. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the purple Zerg, going gas first, going for a 13-12. Oh, let's go. It is EON. Let's go. 13-12 out of EON. This is going to be a much more aggressive response, and ideally is going to put Boanaan on the back foot. I'm curious if this is going to be for an early roach rush. That would make the most sense in my mind in this matchup, as the probe is moving in and the forge has been placed. So once again, forge opener out of Boanaan. Once again, cannon rush is setting up, but this time EON is not expanding. This time EON is setting up for an earlier gas and earlier pull. This can lead into earlier Ling speed and earlier Bane bust, or it can lead into earlier roaches. One or the other. Let's go. Let's find out where this takes us. As the spawning pool is done, Lings are on the way. Gas being spent on link speed, and we are staying in gas. We're staying in gas. The fact that we're going into link speed here tells me that we're most likely going into a Bane bust. That would be a way to deal with this kind of position, but we'll see. We're even to get across the map. Links are out. EON, he has yet to confirm what's going on, as the cannon is almost done. It does confirm. Cannon is complete, and Lings, they can actually move across the map. Yeah, they can just go across the map. Now, this will force an earlier wall out of Boanaan, so he has to invest early on here into this cannon, into this wall off. Now, Boanaan, he should be fine against the Lings, and we can see not a Bane bust, Roach Rush, which I do like a lot more. So we're going into Roach production. EON, he will get across the map. He can nibble away at the wall, but the cannon should complete in time. But these earlier roaches, it's going to be an easier way, or an earlier way for EON to deal with those cannons. The drone count, though, is still very low. That's my biggest concern. I mean, roaches, they can be quite expensive, Ravagers especially. So the lack of workers here is concerning. The Zealot does waddle in. Roaches have arrived. The Zealots will not get a drone. Nice defensive fire here by EON. Here we go. He has enough to morph in 2 Ravagers. And with this, he can start to slow this down, but we already have 1 Stalker being chronoed. Just get the Bowser. Just get the Bowser. So far, the first cannon is going to go down. Likewise, having the Stalker, but alas, there's a shield battery. All the wilds. Oh my god, they take down the first Stalker, but he loses the Ravager in the process. That is a brutal loss. Bleeds out a Ravager. Speaking of, another one under fire. Nice, the shield battery. He has to get the hell out of here again. That Ravager is so low. And I'm not too fond of some of these trades. I mean, losing the first Ravager is just brutal. It's just a brutal loss early on. And EON's not droning. EON is not droning up. Takes down one of the cannons. More Lings flooding in, but we're trading out Lings. Yeah, efficient trade here from Boanaan. And another Ravager. Oh! Does get away. But he wants it. And this is looking dire. Just because of the low drone count. Like, the low economy here means that there's not really much to work with. And Boanaan's building up. He's building up quite hard. Another Ravager goes down. Down to 2 Ravagers. Up to 3. But at this point, EON cannot break this. Not anymore. It's too late. It's too late to break this. Like, this position is looking too well fortified. There are too many cannons, too many shield batteries. Oh, unless we stand in the vials. True. But these drones are very late. We're making 2 workers now. We've been on 13 drones the entire time. But EON needs to drone, needs to saturate, take a gas geyser, get a lair up and running, and work into Nidus or work into Swarmers, work into anything else. But the problem here is that this time this is late compared to last game. It's just a later saturation, later transition. The Ravagers were earlier this game, but he was unable to slow down the cannon rush. So well, it wasn't worth it in the end. Yeah, as a setup here, it's gotten out of hand. To have Blink on the way. I think the other thing that's important about this cannon rush as well is that very often you see cannon rushes with Stargates or cannon rushes with Robos, but because it's a cannon rush with Gateways and Blink Stalkers, the Stalker count gets high very early on, and it helps support this position a lot faster, a lot sooner than what Immortals or Void Rays would, for example. As we try to break out, Ling's going to be cleaned up, Ravagers being targeted down, and Boanaan, he will break through. GG gets called. Boanaan deals with the army and will take the series at 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Boanaan flexing his cannon rushing skills here and taking down EON. Again, Boanaan has a reputation, does nothing but cannon rush in every matchup, not just against Zerg, but against Protoss, against Terran as well. Very cheesy player, but also very renowned and very well experienced with that cheese. GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations. Boanaan will advance on to the next round, and ooh, it's time to follow Boanaan into that next series. Let's go. Let us go. That is going to be the plan.